welcome back. We have unleashed the waterfall by opening the gate there. Which I assume is good for something. Don't know what though. Doesn't look like there's anything else up here, so I guess we should go back down. Oh, this is dried up. Does this still work, or am I stuck up here now? It still works. Yay me. I have a feeling... Yeah. It can drop down by itself, unaided, but it does need the waterfall to get up. So we can't go back up there. At least not until we find a way to get through that door from the other side. Hey, mister, we turned the waterfall back on. Is that what you want me to do?
Perhaps I weren't as clear as I needed to be. You get that carving power turned on while I work on my part here. I ain't got no time.
Oh, there's no reason to be rude. Alright. I guess there's more we need to do to turn the power on. Still don't know what this is. Still not touching it. Want to check out the waterfall, but there's a bit more of town we haven't quite explored yet on this side. So let's take a look there. Those train tracks do not seem very useful if there's a fence over the top of them. Where does this go? It's a mine tunnel that isn't blocked. Oh. Guess I spoke too soon. It is blocked. Though not by cave-in. Not one that looks like any cave-in I know. Let's see. Welcome. Okay. More warnings about mysterious devices. More carts. And the only home in town that is not barricaded. For some reason. A cup. A box. Some pieces of paper. Not that we can look at any of them. Seem to be all blank. What on earth is this thing? It looks like a lamp. Somebody playing a card game. Not solitaire. Don't know what it is. The suitcase we can't open. Can't open any of these drawers either. Bunk beds. More junk. Backer reward items, possibly. This is a completely different type of rock. Looks more like the one we already saw outside that blocked mine entrance with the first, where we saw the first bee. Is it me, or are we inside of a circle? Is there just a circle of completely different material here? Like, even though this isn't, there's no rock here. Looks like there is a sphere carved out of the original rock. And that's blocked. Can't go there either. Pictures of somebody's dog. Doesn't look like there's anything of importance here. Certainly nothing that could help us turn the power back on. Yep. Another tunnel. It's open and... Oh, I think this is the other side of that same track. Looks like it's blocked by this piece of rock. That doesn't look like it belongs here. More houses that are boarded up. Again, that chair does not look like it belongs in an Old West town. A weird mix and match of things from different eras here. And then there's the weird alien landscape on the outside. It's very bizarre. More Coke bottles. I don't know if there's actually Coke bottles, but... they're bottles of some kind. Huh. More glowing red rocks. Wonder what that's about. That seems to be all as far as the town is concerned. So let's go and check out the waterfall. There's nowhere else we could go, so... hopefully the waterfall lets us do something. Because if not, we might be stuck. These are definitely not glowing. Weird. Oh, there's the waterfall. That's more like it. This is streaming over here now. This water was quite still before. Oh, and I see it's pushing against the door that we lowered into the water. Maybe that accomplishes something. No, it does not. Huh. Wonder why. Maybe if we lower it on the other side? There we go, it's turning. Nice. Left some streaks on here. So I guess it can only turn this way. Or maybe it's being blocked from turning the other way by this thing, which is pushing against the bridge part. And there's a lever up there that we saw, so maybe that's what we need to take care of. Power lines seem to go across here, so in our quest for enabling the power, that seems to be a good place to look. Only closes again, I wonder? Maybe by lowering it on the other side. Clever, so we needed that stream to provide the force to turn this. I'm assuming that they deliberately blocked the waterfall as part of this buttoning down that the guy was talking about in preparation for this battle that we've been hearing about. What did he call it? Mofang battle? Carfin Mofang? I don't know, not know what that is. Maybe it's like a sci-fi slang version of motherfucking or something. Maybe it's the name of a place or a person or who knows. Nice little brook running through here. We cannot wade into the water, so we cannot get to that other side. I assume that we have to turn that thing the other way to get to the other side. You can probably get down from there somewhere. Although we couldn't get up. Well, maybe if you can go down somewhere to get into the other side of that locked door in the mine tunnel. And then we can use that thing turned the other way to go on that side. This is quite a nice little area. Got butterflies. Wait, I recognize you. Are you from Mist 5? Or Uru, the Kadish Vault butterflies? No, maybe not. They do seem to like me, or this spot. One of the two. I went hiking with a friend once, and he had a soccer jersey on. Or football jersey, I should say. For the non-Americans. Getting too Americanized living here. And butterflies would just keep sitting on his shirt. It was really funny. I guess they liked the color. Don't remember what football club it was, so... Somebody was painting from over there. Can't seem to get there. More stuff for doing laundry. And a nice place to relax. And a milk jug that we can examine for no observable reason. Can we open it? Look in it? Does not seem to be the case. Can't pick up the flask. Too bad we can't get in the hammock either. Would be quite a nice spot to relax. And then again, I guess there's no time to relax. We have power to turn on and stuff. And somebody was cooking here. Kind of similar to the fire pit we saw in the forest where we began. I don't know if that's a hint or just proper use. And fishing. Wait, are there many fish in here? You would think that after a while there wouldn't be. Unless they have a source of new ones. Or are very careful not to overfish so they can still reproduce. You can go up here, it seems. Which leads us over here. That's the staircase. Which I guess we can only use to go down once we've been up there. Something that Riven used to do as well. Create those shortcuts by giving you another way that you can only use if you've already been somewhere. So let's just keep going this way. I'm like reminded of either Gira, I think it was. That was a desert one. Or was that Chemo? I can never quite remember which is which. What on earth? Somebody put a giant marble on top of whatever this is. Makes sense. Is this made from the train tracks or something? No, those don't look like the same kind of train tracks that we have in the town. And those look like train carriage wheels that do not seem appropriate for the kind of minecart track that we had in town. Those look like real train wheels. can't actually walk into the circle. And then there's a motorcycle with one train wheel. Somebody has definitely been cobbling things together out of parts that don't belong. That doesn't look like a normal motorcycle engine either. And there's a cable running from it, so I guess this needs power of some sort. And get on the motorcycle? No. Cable's going here to a button, which does nothing. I guess we just need power. And then it goes over there. Presumably that's where the power comes from. Wait, are those train carriages? Well, I guess that explains where the train tracks and the wheels come from, but how did the carriages get here? Again, they don't belong in this time period, if you ask me. Another fishing rod. Did I see a rowboat over here? I thought it looked like I saw a boat from a different angle. I might have been wrong. Oh no. Might have just been a rock. Huh. More fenced off area. It looks like there's some stuff up there too. That's where power cables are going as well. Can't go there. Quite a lot of the power cables seem to be coming together here. I want to look at the rock first. What is this thing? The hell? There's just an entire train yard sitting here. That makes perfect sense. Except in the way that it doesn't at all. More power cables. This looks like it's the same kind of rock that was in the little bit behind the house where the mining cart track was blocked. Granite, maybe? That's not granite. Looks like it's a leftover bit from Spire in Mist 4. Well, it gives me a view. More power cables. Nothing I can use. That looks like a junkyard or some kind. Let's hope there isn't a dog. Some kind of... almost looks like there's tents or something covered by tarps up there. Is that a piece of a crane or something? Lots of junk up there, that's for sure. Another mysterious sphere. Much like the one we're currently standing in and the one we saw earlier. That isn't the same kind of rock as the terrain outside either. There's the train yard. Which again is just a circle, just like Farley's house. And the spheres. Actually, it's not just a circle, it's a... this is also a sphere, if you look at this. Not a complete one, at least in the top, but I guess we'd have to dig to find out if the bottom looks like a sphere. How did this get here? Very weird. Well, so far all my explorations are only throwing up new questions and not particularly any answers of any kind whatsoever. What are we supposed to do with this giant sphere here? Nothing, as far as I can tell so far. Door up there. This is just weird looking. Of course it's locked. Were we expecting otherwise by this point? Probably not. Alright, let's go back on to this side where all the power lines were. Converging. The junkyard looking place. Which is here. Aha! Is that a map? If so, it's a map with very little details. Well, we've seen Farley. I'm assuming that means her house. The town. The guy possibly was CW, so that would be that little place he was in. I guess that makes this the wall. The tower, which is that thing we see over there. Weird looking construction. And then there is this red line, whatever that is. The sphere, which I'm assuming is the sphere we were just looking at. Tunnels, scrap, ramp, garage. Is this the scrap place, I'm guessing? Don't know what any of the other places would be. But it does give me the impression that we need to give this place power, and then everything else will sort itself out. Only a big bundle of cables running here. Where's that coming from? That is coming from the train yard. Weird. From this train car. Way too modern looking for a Old West town. What the hell? Danger, 440 volts output. I guess this is some kind of generator. Maybe a locomotive they repurpose as a generator. And somebody stole one of the valves from Channelwood, didn't they? Well, on. Doesn't seem to be doing much, because it's empty. Well, that's going towards the fuel drain. And if I remember how these valves work properly, that means that it's currently going this way, so we probably want to put that like that. Still empty, though. Run prime start. Not much we can do without actual fuel, though. So I guess we need to figure out where to get fuel. I'm assuming this pipe has something to do with that. Yes, look, it's definitely just a sphere carved out of the terrain with the train depot just like put in there. I wonder if this was like this, or if this was a train car and they removed the wheels from it to make that thing over there. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the pipe. See where that goes. Oh, yes, it's the ledge is like 20 centimeters tall. Obviously, I can't jump off that. Goes into a hose. Goes over to where the scrap yard is. There's that weird radio tower. Again, something that seems very out of place. And it's a gas station. Like 1950s era gas station. Very weird. Another circular little area here. I kind of want to go in the sewer and see if I'm right, if the bottom of this looks like a sphere. But I can't. This is attached to a fuel pump with a crank on it. Well, I'm assuming we just pumped some fuel into the generator car. Before I look at that, let's look around here, though. Little fuel can. Another pump. Doesn't say how expensive it was. Probably a lot cheaper than it is today, because this does not look like a modern day gas station. Fire hydrant. Bunch of tires and stuff. It looks like the terrain of the gas station was unable to stand up to the stream. Some of the concrete here collapsed. The stream carved its way through the dirt. Looks like this could take us to the scrap heap. But of course it doesn't open, and there's no lever or button or anything as far as I can tell. No smoking. I wasn't planning on it. I guess enough of the underground of this gas station was transported here for the pumps to still work. Otherwise this setup is kind of pointless. Let's see what's over here. Ericston, next left. Riggsville, Route 19 and Route 71. I have no idea where this would be. This makes me wonder if this gas station was taken from somewhere in the US. What is there in its place now? It's a giant hole in the ground. A telephone booth. This is how you can tell we're not in modern day. And there's a payphone. Hello? Maybe dial 911. Nope. Don't think this is working, guys. Does this serve a purpose? I don't know. There must be kids playing this game who have no idea what a rotary dial phone is. Doesn't look like there's anything else over there, so let's go back here and see what we did by pumping fuel. That achieved something. Looks like we can walk up here. Go around the side. Graffiti. This looks more modern than the gas station. Weird. And don't even ask me what this is. It's humming and making me nervous. Somehow, I doubt that's a radio tower. Can't seem to get to it. It does look like there's a bridge on the other side, but we first have to get to the other side, obviously. Yeah, this is definitely where they got the wheels for that thing underneath the big sphere. Not an awful lot of interest here. Nor in these other train cars. This, though, should hopefully have fuel now. Yep, it's full. If you did not switch this, then it wouldn't have worked, and you would have to switch it and go back and do it again. Can we turn it on now? I guess we need more steps. Start. Okay, prime first, I guess. Oh. To hold it. The only reason I know about priming engines is because I fly airplanes, and Cessnas need to be manually primed before you can start them. Unless they've been run recently. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have known what to do with this. It's not like modern cars require you to do this. And then again, I guess it's obvious to just fill the thing and then try to start again. Oh, I guess I need to hold that longer. Something's definitely happening. Alright. Sounds like we have turned something on. And now I can't move this anymore. I guess they don't want me to hit the off switch. So hopefully we've got power now. I do also want to explore the other side of this train yard before we head back to, I'm guessing, CW, and tell him that we got the power on. But we'll do that in the next video.